Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle and I'm Elvislass here on YouTube, and we're gonna be doing a trailer because it's Trailer Sunday. So if you are interested in any of my other trailers, they are in order for Elvis from the first ever one in Love Me Tender, his first ever movie, right through until Elvis on tour. So we are going to do every single one and they're all in order. So if you're looking for example, Stay Away Joe, then that was up last week. If you're looking for Clambake, it was up the week before. So they will all be in order. And if you're into Elvis movies like I am, then I hope there will be something in there for you to enjoy. So every week we look at the trailer, we have a little talk about the film itself, and yeah, so it's a kind of mini review and just a look at something because I love the movies. So we're going to go with Speedway this week, which is a 1968 Elvis movie. I absolutely love Speedway. I think it's brilliant, and it stars Nancy Sinatra, so that's a big deal in it because she was a big star in her own right and gets to sing in the movie, and I love her song in the movie, Your Groovy Self, isn't it? And I absolutely love that song. I think Elvis and her play really nicely together. I think she's a lovely actress, and I love her cool ice queen persona, and then she kind of melts at the end. And I can see Nancy Sinatra as being a really nice person in real life. I've seen a load of interviews with her about Elvis, and she speaks absolutely beautifully about Elvis, and I think that just shows her character. So I really like her. And of course, she is the daughter of Frank Sinatra, who is chairman of the board, and I love Frank Sinatra. Is Elvis as Steve Grayson. Now, he is a race car driver, and he's with Bill Bixby, who is another one of my absolute favourites. I love Bill Bixby. Now, Bill Bixby is his, guy who's in charge of his finances and stuff, but he's got a bit of a gambling problem. Gets Steve Grayson, who is Elvis, into a little bit of problems with the IRS, with the taxes, and that's when he gets everything taken off him because he hadn't allowed it in his tax, and then he has to work to pay the taxman off, and Nancy Sinatra is the tax collector. So yeah, that's a little bit of a broad overview, but there's loads of singing, there's loads of emotion in it, there's lots of things in there. I really, really, really like Speedway, and I just watched it recently, so I would totally recommend it as an Elvis movie. Elvis's hair is just another world in its own self. It's glorious. Loads of little bits in it that I really enjoy. Like, for example, He's Your Uncle, Not Your Dad. Now, I've heard a few people saying they don't like it, but as a musical number, I think it's glorious, and I'm a big fan of musicals in general. I love musicals, so I think that He's Your Uncle, Not Your Dad is a real production number and really goes along the veins of those kind of performers, and I love it. I think it's really good. Go back and watch that if you haven't already, because it's a really good musical scene, and I love Elvis in it. He's just glorious. I'll have to do a reaction to that song for sure. Speedway was originally planned as a film to star Sonny and Cher, which is kind of bonkers, but however, after their first movie Good Times topped at the box office, Columbia said the rights to MGM, which rerouted it to Elvis, and Elvis was paid $850,000 plus 50% of the profits. Gosh, he got quite a bit. He's moving up on the profits here. So for the female roles, Petulia Clark and Annette, I can't say her second name, Fincello, were offered the lead female roles, but both turned it down. Filming began on 26th of June 1967. Scenes were shot at the Charlotte Motor Speedway in North Carolina. The film features guest appearances by several of the top stock car, better known as NASCAR drivers of the day, and you do see them and they put the names underneath. This would be the final Formula musical film of Elvis's career. His remaining films would be less musical and more adult in tone. Steve Grayson's generosity portrayed in the film was loosely based on Elvis's real life generosity, in which Elvis would give cars, homes and other expensive items to Memphis Mafia members and to strangers and such like. It was a box office success, placing at number 40 for the year in the Variety Weekly National Box Office list. Last week when we did Stay With Joe, I think it was number 65, so Speedway did a lot better. A review in Variety declared, under Norman Taurog's know-how comedy direction, even some of the silliness in the Philip Shuken script gets us as entertainment, but the story lacks the legitimacy of the better Presley starrers. However, with Presley in there swinging in his usual style and his own particular brand of lightness, the feature stacks up as an okay entry. Kevin Thomas of the Los Angeles Times wrote that the film has a script that ran out of gas before Elvis Presley was born. Presley pictures can be unpretentious fun, but this one is both uninspired and too much of an imitation of too many of his previous movies. There aren't even very many songs to break up developments, too predictable to outline here. He thought Nancy Sinatra's one song was the high point of the picture. Well, I kind of did bring that up at the start, so I do agree with it being a high point, but there's so many high points in here. There's some amazing Elvis tunes in this movie that I absolutely love. So, yeah, I don't agree with the critics, as I never do. So, yeah, the critics are there to say something, and they do. Okay, let's go and watch the trailer.
Come on, baby, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Elvis and Nancy are a sensation. Together, they're a winning combination on the Speedway. He's a high-flying stock car jockey with a room full of trophies.
I like to live dangerously.
Honey, I'm going to leave the driving to you.
Elvis has a one-track mind and a winning streak that couldn't be broken until he found a gorgeous, groovy government agent in his slipstream.
Don't good night and goodbye me, Miss Internal Revenue Service.
Get your hands off
You gotta
me.
listen to me first.
When they get together, something's got to give. And give.
You're argumentative, mulish.
And give.
You're wild, extravagant, and unreliable.
Until...
Just one kiss could tell us who we are. Kiss me nice and easy, take your time. Baby, I'm the only one here in line. All you gotta do is just
You know I've got to worry till you bring your groovy self on home to me.
come on and sing, sing, sing. There ain't nothing like a song. Now, hey, little girl, you're about the wildest thing I've ever seen.
When I'm with you, baby, I'm a loving machine.
Presley and Sinatra have the track to themselves in the racing, rocking throbs and thrills of Speedway.
Come on and sing,
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 sing. There ain't nothing like a song.
Right, so as you can see from that trailer, you can just really enjoy the formulaic Elvis movies. I think they're glorious, and I probably enjoy them better than the more serious ones, which is why Elvis got typecast in this, because the fans loved it. And I can see why, because I would have been the fan that would have been standing in line to watch Speedway. So I just love that. I think it's glorious. I think it's fun. I think Elvis is just absolutely beautiful, and he carries the movie so stunningly well. So yeah, and as you can see from the songs in Speedway, they're glorious. I don't know what that critic was going on about, that the only standout is Nancy, because that's not true. Elvis is a complete and utter standout in that movie, and so many good songs. It's crazy. That's it for me and my review of Speedway. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll be back next week with another. Bye everyone.